Have you ever wondered why a woman as beautiful as Juliet, admired by every man in the village, still turns them all down? Was it pride? Was it a curse? Or was it something deeper that no one could explain? Juliet was the kind of woman that made men stumble while carrying firewood. Some even pretended to fetch water just to pass by her compound. She had a smile that could melt anger and a laugh that echoed like sweet bells. But anytime a man proposed, Juliet would simply smile and say, "Thank you, but no." The elders grew restless. "What is wrong with this girl? She's not getting younger," they murmured at every meeting. Even her mother sighed daily. "Juliet, at least choose one. We are tired of cooking food for visitors who come and leave heartbroken." But Juliet wasn't rejecting men out of pride. Deep inside, she felt a hole no one could fill, a hunger no yam, no suitor, no compliment could satisfy. And as the whispers grew louder, Juliet's strange journey was just beginning. Why would a woman reject Chief Okoro, the wealthiest man in the village, yet also reject Sunday, the humble palm wine tapper? Was Juliet too picky, or was she simply impossible to please? Chief Okoro once arrived with 3 goats, a basket of kola nuts, and promises of building her a shop in the market. Juliet thanked him, collected the kola nuts politely, then shook her head. "You're kind, Chief, but I'm not the one for you." Sunday, on the other hand, came with only 2 calabashes of palm wine and said shyly, "Juliet, if you marry me, you will never be thirsty." Juliet laughed so hard she nearly spilled the wine but still said no. By now, the village youths were angry. "She thinks she's a queen. Let her stay single forever." Some women even muttered, "Maybe her spirit husband is keeping her." But Juliet only smiled when teased. She couldn't explain the emptiness inside her, that nagging sense that what she was looking for wasn't in any man she had seen yet. How long can a mother watch her daughter refuse suitors before she explodes? Mama Juliet had reached her limit. One hot afternoon, she stormed into Juliet's room while her daughter combed her hair. "Juliet, are you a witch? Tell me, because if you're not, then why are you rejecting men like flies? Do you expect an angel to come from heaven with a ring?" Juliet laughed softly. "Mama, please stop shouting. My head is paining me." "Your head will not only pain you, it will carry shame for me in this village," Mama continued. "Do you want to turn my compound into a resting place for disappointed bachelors? Every week they knock, they eat, they go. Are we running a restaurant?" Juliet dropped her comb and hugged her mother. "Mama, I swear I'm not proud. I just don't feel complete with them." Her mother sighed, half angry, half pitiful. "My daughter, if you keep waiting for perfection, you will wait until your teeth fall out." But Juliet knew in her spirit her story was different. Something was coming, something that no one in the village was ready for. By morning, the gossip had grown legs and started running. At the stream, women whispered, "Juliet has a spirit husband." At the market, traders said she made a secret vow to never marry. The boys at the football field laughed. "Maybe the only man she wants is Ronaldo." Juliet walked through the noise with her head high, but inside, she felt small. Words are cheap until they cut your heart. She bought tomatoes from Mama Ihuoma, who leaned close and whispered, "My daughter, don't mind them. When God finishes ironing your story, it will be smooth like Sunday soup." Juliet smiled, grateful. That evening, her childhood friend Chiamaka visited with cooked corn. "Eat first, worry later," she said. "Tell me the truth, what do you really want?" Juliet stared at the sky. "I don't know. I just know I'm searching for something bigger than weddings and rappers." Chiamaka nudged her. "Bigger than food? Then it must be serious." They both laughed, but Juliet's eyes watered. That night, she prayed a small prayer. "If there is something I'm missing, show me, please." Somewhere beyond the hills, thunder answered softly, like a drum warming its skin. 2 days later, the harmattan dust turned the sky pale. A stranger walked into the village at sunset, tall, gentle, with kind eyes, and a walking stick carved with tiny symbols. He wore a faded brown cloak and carried a small leather bag. Children followed him like chicks after a hen. He greeted everyone with a smile and a nod. "My name is Uchenna, a traveler," he said at the square. "I seek water and a quiet place to rest." Juliet was returning from the market when their eyes met. It wasn't lightning, it wasn't music. It was silence and unusual calm that settled between them. "Good evening," she said. "Good evening," he replied. "You look like someone who listens more than she speaks." Juliet almost laughed. "In this village, I have no choice." He drank from a clay cup and thanked the elders. Before sleeping, he asked permission to sit by the shrine stone, a harmless custom for travelers seeking peace. Some villagers frowned. "Who is he? Where is he from?" But the oldest elder, Baba Kini, waved them off. "Let the wind pass before you chase it." That night, Juliet dreamed of a river she had never seen, shining under moonlight. The next morning, Uchenna sat under the Udala tree, carving small birds from wood. Children giggled as the birds flew from his hands. Juliet passed by, trying not to stare. He looked up. "You again, listener." "Me again," she said, surprised at her own boldness. "Why do you call me that?" "Because your eyes collect stories," he said. "But I think you forget to tell your own." They spoke like old friends, about books, about how rain smells before it falls, about the silence just after a choir ends. He never flirted, he simply asked good questions. Juliet felt seen, not chased. Later, at the well, Chiamaka raised her eyebrows. "So, traveler?" Juliet rolled her eyes. "Please, he's just someone who talks like a proverb." Chiamaka grinned. "Proverbs are wiser than some men." But not everyone was smiling. Chief Okoro watched from his shop. "This stranger is sweet-tongued," he told the elders. "He will scatter our daughters' heads." That evening, Uchenna told a small story at the square about a bird who searched the whole forest for the sky, only to discover the sky was inside its wings. Juliet felt something shift in her chest, as if a door she had never noticed clicked open. The elders called a meeting. "This traveler must explain himself," Chief Okoro insisted. "He sits near shrines. He tells strange stories. And Juliet now smiles at nobody's jokes except his own." The crowd murmured like bees. Uchenna stood calmly. "I'm a traveler and a teacher of small wisdom. I mean no harm." Chief Okoro scoffed, then answered this, "Why are you here?" Uchenna smiled. "Because your village called for rain, and sometimes rain arrives as a cloud first." People gasped in confusion. Juliet stepped forward. "Elders, he has been kind. Please, allow him to rest." Chief Okoro's eyes narrowed. "Ah, so our queen has found a king." Laughter burst out, sharp and rude. Juliet's cheeks burned. Baba Kene lifted his staff. "Enough. Let the man stay 3 days. If he brings trouble, he will leave." After the meeting, Uchenna walked beside Juliet. "Are you all right?" She forced a smile. "I have survived bigger fires. This is only smoke." He nodded. Smoke still stings the eyes. That night, the wind rose. A baby fell suddenly ill. Drums started beating for help. And as mothers rushed with hot water and prayers, Juliet heard a voice in her heart. "Now you will understand your hunger." The baby who fell sick was Mama Uzo's only son. One moment he was laughing, the next his body burned like fire. Women shouted, "Bring palm oil, boil water, call the herbalists." The compound filled with panic. Juliet stood in the crowd, clutching her chest. Mama Uzo's tears tore her heart. Suddenly, Uchenna stepped forward. He knelt beside the baby, whispered something no one heard, then touched the child's forehead with his carved stick. Within minutes, the child stopped convulsing. His breathing calmed. The crowd gasped. "Is this man a healer?" or a sorcerer? Whispers flew. Chief Okoro spat. Tricks! He is bewitching us. But Mama Uzo hugged Uchenna's feet. If this is witchcraft, then let witches live forever. Juliet's eyes filled with tears. She had never seen such calm power. The emptiness inside her stirred, as if it recognized something. That night she couldn't sleep. She asked herself, why do I feel drawn to him? Is it love or something deeper? The next morning, half the village praised Uchenna as a savior. The other half whispered he was dangerous. Children followed him, laughing, but some adults crossed the streets to avoid him. Juliet brought him food quietly. Here, she said, handing him cooked rice. He smiled. Thank you, listener. Stop calling me that, she teased. I do speak sometimes. True, he chuckled. But when you speak, the world listens differently. Their laughter felt light, but eyes were watching. Mama Ifioma muttered, see her, smiling like roasted plantain. Tomorrow she'll regret. By evening, Chief Okoro gathered the young men. This stranger is stealing our people's minds. If Juliet falls for him, the whole village will follow. We must expose him. The youths nodded, already planning, but Juliet, unaware of their schemes, sat under the moon that night, listening to Uchenna tell a story about rivers. His words washed over her heart like cool water. For the first time, she thought, maybe I am not cursed. Maybe I was just waiting for him. 2 days later, the elders summoned Juliet. Daughter, you've refused every man in this village. Now you walk with a stranger. Do you want to disgrace us? Juliet raised her chin. Elders, I have done nothing wrong. Is it a crime to talk with a traveler? Chief Okoro banged his staff. You mock us. This is why men avoid you. You are proud. Juliet's temper flared. Proud? I could have married you, Chief, but I said no. Is that pride or wisdom? The crowd erupted in laughter. Even Uchenna hid a smile. Okoro's face darkened like storm clouds. Laugh today, cry tomorrow, he warned. Juliet went home shaking, but her mother pulled her aside. My daughter, why do you fight the whole village? Juliet whispered. Mama, I don't know why, but when I'm with him, I feel full, like my hunger finally met food. Her mother sighed, touching her cheek. Just pray it's not poisoned food. That night, thunder rolled again. Juliet wondered, was this man sent to heal her heart or to break it forever? That night, Juliet dreamed of standing in a wide river. The water was calm, but beneath it, dark shadows swam. Suddenly, Uchenna appeared on the other side, stretching out his hand. Cross, he said. But when she stepped forward, the water rose, trying to swallow her. She woke up sweating. Her mother rushed in. Again? Juliet, you've been tossing since midnight. What did you see? Juliet hesitated. Mama, what if this man is the answer and the danger at the same time? Mama shook her head. My daughter, a man who confuses your sleep may confuse your life. Juliet laughed weakly. Mama, sometimes even beans confuse the stomach before it satisfies. The next morning, Uchenna saw her pale face. Bad dream? Yes, she admitted. He only smiled gently. Dreams don't lie, but they don't always speak in straight lines. Her heart raced. She wanted to believe him, but the river in her dream still whispered, beware. By now, the young men of the village could no longer hide their bitterness. While Juliet laughed with Uchenna near the well, Obi, one of her old admirers, clenched his fists. So all my goat gifts were nothing, but a stranger with a stick can win her heart? Chief Okoro fueled the fire. Youths, will you allow this traveler to disgrace us? He has bewitched Juliet. Tomorrow, he may bewitch your sisters too. That night, they plotted. Some wanted to chase Uchenna out. Others wanted to shame Juliet publicly. Obi suggested, Let's catch them talking together. Then we will show the whole village. But fate beat them to it. The very next day, Juliet and Uchenna sat under the Udala tree, sharing roasted plantain, when the youths appeared, pretending to play wrestling nearby. Their eyes were full of suspicion, waiting for a mistake. Juliet noticed and whispered, "Why do I feel like a goat in the middle of hungry lions?" Uchenna chuckled softly, because even lions must test the strength of what they fear. That evening, Baba Kene, the oldest elder, sent for Uchenna privately. "Traveler, you are not ordinary. Who are you really?" Uchenna bowed. "Baba, I am a keeper of wisdom, not a thief. I was sent by a calling, not by chance. The one you call Juliet, her spirit has been restless for years. I came because her hunger called to me." Baba's eyes widened. "Her hunger, explain." "Some emptiness is not for men to feel. Juliet's destiny is tied to water. She's chosen to become a voice, a healer, but fear has been choking her gift." Baba sighed deeply. "If I reveal this, the village will divide like dry wood." "Better division than destruction," Uchenna replied softly. Meanwhile, Juliet sat at home, restless. She didn't know that at that very moment, her life was being explained in ways that would change everything she believed. The next morning, Baba Kene gathered the elders. His voice trembled but carried power. "Juliet is not cursed. She is chosen. The emptiness you mock is her spirit's call. And this man Uchenna is not here to steal her. He came to awaken what she carries." Gasps filled the air. Some elders nodded slowly, but Chief Okoro sprang up. "Nonsense! This is trickery. So she refused all men because she thinks she's too special? No, I will not accept it." Women in the crowd murmured. Could it be true? That's why her heart never settled? Juliet felt her knees weaken. She whispered to Chiamaka, "Me? Chosen? How? I can't even cook soup without adding too much salt." Chiamaka chuckled nervously. "Maybe God doesn't mind salty soup." But inside Juliet's chest, something broke open. A strange peace replaced the hunger, even as the village roared with debate. From that day, Juliet's life became both brighter and harder. Some villagers respected her, bowing when she passed. Others mocked openly. "Look at our chosen one," Obi sneered. "Maybe she will start flying soon." Juliet forced a smile but cried at night. "Why me? Why not someone stronger?" she whispered. Uchenna found her by the riverbank one evening. "The stronger ones are busy pretending. The weak ones are honest. That's why you were chosen." She looked at him, tears in her eyes. "But I'm scared." He nodded. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving while fear walks beside you. Their eyes lingered, but before she could answer, voices called from the distance, her mother's. The world never stopped watching. Juliet didn't know when it happened, but Uchenna was no longer just a stranger. She loved his quiet laughter, the way he treated children, the way he spoke to her as if she mattered. One night, she asked him directly, "Do you see me as Juliet, or only as some destiny you must guide?" He paused, then smiled. "Both. But the truth is, you are more than either. You are not just someone's wife-to-be, nor only a chosen one. You are Juliet, and that is enough." Her heart thudded like a drum. But even as warmth spread inside her, fear whispered, "If I love him, will I lose him when his journey continues?" Dark clouds gathered over the village. A drought stretched longer than memory. Crops withered, rivers shrank, and hunger gnawed at every household. The elders gathered, desperate. The herbalists declared, "The gods demand a sacrifice from the chosen one." All eyes turned to Juliet. She trembled. "Me? Why me?" "Because your spirit has been calling louder than ours," Babakene said softly. Her mother wept, clinging to her. "They will not take my daughter." Uchenna touched Juliet's shoulder. "Sometimes Sacrifice does not mean death. It means giving up the life you thought you wanted for the one you are meant for. Juliet's tears fell hot. Could she carry the burden of an entire village? Could she give up her ordinary dreams for something bigger, scarier, and unknown? That night, as the drums beat and the sky stayed dry, Juliet whispered, "If this is truly my path, then let me not walk it alone." The drought deepened. The riverbed cracked like broken glass. Children cried from hunger, mothers' eyes hollowed with fear. Even Chief Okoro, once proud, looked weak as his goats collapsed one after another. The elders turned to Juliet again. "Daughter, your refusal of men was not foolishness. You were waiting for this. The gods chose you." Juliet's heart pounded. She wanted to run. But where would she go? The whole village carried the same thirst. That evening, she stood at the square, trembling yet firm. "If my sacrifice will bring rain, I will not run. But if the gods are cruel, then let them punish me, not my people." The villagers bowed their heads, some ashamed of mocking her. Uchenna stepped forward. She would not face this alone. For the first time, Juliet saw fear in his eyes, not for himself, but for her. At dawn, Juliet was led to the shrine by the river bank. The drummers beat slowly, the sound heavy like footsteps of fate. Women wailed quietly, afraid she would be taken away forever. Juliet knelt, tears streaming. Uchenna raised his staff and spoke. "The gods do not ask for death, they ask for surrender. Juliet, will you give your life not in blood, but in service?" The crowd gasped. Juliet looked up, trembling. "If service will bring rain, then yes, I give myself." The wind shifted. Clouds gathered, like soldiers returning home. A cool drop touched Juliet's cheek. Then another. Then the heavens opened. Rain fell in torrents, washing dust, filling pots, and drenching every soul. The villagers shouted for joy. Children danced in the mud. Women lifted Juliet, calling her Nne Mary, Mother of Water. But Juliet only looked at Uchenna, whispering, "Was this all I was waiting for?" He smiled sadly. "Yes, and maybe also me." The drought was broken. Juliet was no longer the stubborn daughter who refused suitors. She became the village's pride, a living reminder that sometimes emptiness is just space waiting to be filled by purpose. But Uchenna, the traveler, prepared to leave. "My journey is not done," he told her under the Udala tree. Tears filled Juliet's eyes. "So you came, filled my heart, then you disappear like the rain?" He touched her cheek gently. "Rain does not stay, Juliet, but it leaves rivers behind." The villagers celebrated, but Juliet's chest ached. That night, she stood outside, watching the moonlight shine on the wet air. She whispered to herself, "I thought I was searching for a man, but all along, I was searching for myself." Her laughter carried softly into the night, half joy, half sorrow. And though Uchenna walked away, the emptiness never returned. Juliet had found her answer. True satisfaction was never in any man, but in discovering the woman she was meant to be. The story of Juliet spread beyond the hills, teaching every ear that listened. Sometimes, rejection is not pride, but preparation. If this story touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories about love, family, and life lessons. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Thank you for watching.